Welcome back to MyView TV, the people's platform, the home of undiluted news, reviews, updates, and your daily dose of entertainment. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, leave us a comment, like, share, and subscribe.
I don't bring nobody forward in your cheer for me. Everything what you see up my natural talent. Let me tell you something. You see, when you know what to please the audience with, it's simple me.
Now listen good. Happiness is a choice, not a result. Nothing will make you happy until you choose to be happy. No person will make you happy unless you decide to be happy. Your happiness will not come to you. It can only come from you. Always remember that. Well, my people, hope everybody doing okay, hope everybody doing alright. People, I can tell you something. You see, for the summer, yeah, we're going to have a thief in summer. They thief them out in them numbers. Can I say it there? Them old pretty boy fly that thief too. But before me tell you that, let me tell you this. Right in a St. James me there, and somebody need to tell the lane mouth one. And the one showman say, watch out, man. They man, them murder 2 more goat thief. And guess what? The people them decide say, yo, them a listen to my view. Them now video nothing. Them a wait until them done fix them business and angle it the right way. Them take some picture and send it in.
Yeah, then kill 2 more goat thief last night from Mobile. Yeah, they're a top thief goat. One of them named Usher. He used to sell a old Burger King right past St. James Street. Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah, man, the people them take a picture of them and send it in. Some of the picture them figure the people. All goat thief, cow thief, chicken thief, banana thief. No matter where you want thief, you have to go. So what I said, I mean what I said. It's gonna be a bloody summer.
Daddy did that too much. Daddy was. Daddy did.
And balling non-stop. People, I can tell you we're going right as now. A U.S. resident who arrived in Jamaica on Wednesday morning reportedly drowned hours later while swimming in a river in Clarendon. He has been identified as 54-year-old Leroy Hill. Alone balling in the people. Information reaching on news team that Hill and his wife arrived at the Norman Manley International Airport on a flight from New York at around 2:27 a.m. It is understood that sometime close to midday, he reportedly drove a car to the Sutton River in Sutton District in Clarendon with a female friend. I don't want nobody ask me what him and the female friend did do in the river. I don't know, and it's not none of the business. The people them so much of man, them come out and try rescue him, but it failed. You understand? He end up kicky bucket. Anyway now, more news. The man them find one head in our scandal bag, but guess what? Me not too ready to talk about the head in the scandal bag yet. You understand? Because I go so boom. I'm drop a review Sunday. And remember if you don't listen good enough, the person say, yo, a 2 review me have to give you 2 story. I'm telling about the DC boy, don't it? So never feel like say the people them have story, pantapa story. And yes, the police them listen to the review and them go hold lamp on the youth. Yeah man, them hold lamp on one of the youth, or the people them they come out and call him name. But anyway, let me give you the next part of the story now. Because, hold on, you have to listen and listen good. You have to listen and listen good. And for the people that walk ask, yes, me have all of the picture them. Me have picture about who dead and who alive. So everybody name who you hear call, you have them picture.
Correct name Stennett Smith, otherwise called Balhead or DC, because he was once a DC in Kingston Central area, but after months of undergoing investigation he was kicked out. So he moved to St. Thomas, where he formed a new gang that goes by the name of Wisdom Crew. You can find them anywhere from between York District to Seaforth. That is right at Morant Bay roundabout, go up to Seaforth. They are responsible for the robbing and killing of the businessman whose name is Adrian, who have the container right at Paul Bogle High. They are also responsible for the robbing of the Golden Grove gas station, where police shot one of the gunmen and got the white station wagon they were known for driving. They are frequent in Yalis, White Horses, Trinityville, Whitehall, Morant Bay, Port Morant, Duckensfield, Hampton Court, which is his hangout spot, and Seaforth. So the DC boy, Baldhead, messed with the wrong man's family and killed a Don and felt it was peace and safety and forgot he has family too. Couple Mondays ago his father left to go work and never returned, and his wife and daughter reported him missing. The same Wednesday evening of that week, a passerby saw a dead man's body and called the police. The police called the family and they identified the body, saying it's him. It's clear now that they took his father, carry him and killed him and dumped him body over Airport Road. See, I told you about that boy. He strikes again. He killed a youth in 7 Mile Bull Bay night before last night. Him and his brother who goes by the name Jamal. They accused the youth of killing their father, the elder I sent you by the name of Massive. Jamal and his mother, sister, nephew and father who is Massive live out there in Bull Bay. They moved there sometime last year when the ongoing war was going on in central Kingston with Malvern Avenue. Cleveland Road and South Side people are saying they ran because the big brother baldhead that I told you about is involved in the ongoing shooting and killing which he was under investigation. 4. The same investigation that caused Hunt to lose his job as earlier this year. A man out there said the youth they kill goes by the name Kino. The morning of Massive disappearance, Massive told him that he was getting a ride to town and him and the youth named Kino take the same taxi with 3 other people. But like I told you before, Massive never returned that day and 2 days after they found his body on Airport Road. There was a strong police presence out there for a couple of days after because people were saying a setup and things doesn't sound right. You know when ghetto people dead all type story go pass around, so that's how the youth got accused. Baldhead link up with him brother and them go slap where the youth over him yard.
A St. Catherine man held in relation to burglary for the house in the community of Greendale in Spanish Town was remanded when he appeared before the parish court. Floyd Thomas, who was charged with 1 count of burglary and 2 counts of receiving stolen property, was ordered to return to court on July 19. Let me tell you what go on now. On June 28, police personnel held Thomas after receiving intelligence. The court was told that he used a piece of stick to grab items through a window of an house. You know, see how a real thief this people. He was reportedly held with a smartwatch and 3 Samsung cell phones. Investigation led to one complainant identifying one of the phone. Thompson was subsequently charged for in a question and answer session. Oh, slap him, if you get slapped. One will if people are ball, I say people are ball, balling non-stop. And guess what? The fire brigade's getting the blame for the crime. Can't tell you what happened. A family of 9 is now homeless after a fire destroyed a 4-bedroom dwelling on Newtown Street in Falmouth, Trelawney, Wednesday morning. Jeffrey Scott, who lived at the house, said the fire started about 5 a.m. when his 7-year-old autistic son lit a mattress in the room. When people talk tone on the door here, I see them now, a ball or not a ball. Keep matches, knife, and them sitting away from the picnic them but to not here. I was outside when I heard my sister shouting, fire, fire, fire. Instead of run for get some water, I called the fire station but got no answer. When a fire truck from Iron Shore arrived, the building was completely destroyed. And guess what, people? One whole heap of balling. So I got some boom. And I call the fire station, the fire people, but them say, what you going power one? The truck had a mechanical problem. So we have to call Iron Shore, you know, so Iron Shore kind of there far from Newtown. So we didn't know, so watch out. The house did have a burn down. So that is that way that is concerned. Anyway, now watch out, go on, power, go on. Leroy get 18 years. Yes, people. Leroy get 18 years. Security guard, or should I say, bad man, Leroy Griffiths, who pled guilty last month to the 2019 murder of his 50-year-old common-law wife, Mourine Johnson, was yesterday sentenced to 18 years imprisonment. He will have to serve 12 years before being eligible for parole. Let me tell you something. Slap Leroy, if you get slapped, I'm going to tell the man about to get Leroy 18 years. Griffiths, 53, had pled guilty in the Portland Parish Court on June 21st. He admitted to slashing Johnson's throat with a knife at their home in Buff Bay, Portland on August 20, 2019. The facts of the case, as outlined by the Assistant Director of Public Prosecution, were that on the day of the incident, the couple had a domestic dispute. Griffith was seen holding down the deceased and blood was seen coming from her nose. The deceased went to make a report at the police station. That's why me always tell I'm gonna bag myself to go to a police station. Them not serve no purpose. She returned home later that day and had to force open the door to the house in order to get close to go to the hospital. Griffith returned home shortly after and inquired who pop off him door. She couldn't reach it, so she just pop off that. And the nose in there, but them tell him, say, yo, I Johnson pop it off, Leroy. I Johnson pop it off. But anyway, Johnson and Griffith got into an argument later. As the deceased attempted to sit on a chair, Griffiths pulled it, causing her to fall. Griffiths then took a knife, slashed her throat, and stabbed her in her stomach. After that, he threw the knife in the direction of the neighbor's premises and left with a bag. People, me tell you no, because they look nosy neighbor them tell him, say, yo, as she pop off the door, him say, yeah, man, Thanks to the information, see if they're going to give police them. Fire next was seen coming from a room which spread to the veranda while the nearby them stand up and watch. The skin of the deceased was burnt during the fire. Then people listen to this now and tell me if the police them a drop a ball. Tell me the police them should bust the coconut here. Officer, me can say something to you. I meet a Portland most wanted, Leroy Griffiths. And Midi killed the woman and set the house on fire above the officer. Griffith said when he was apprehended by the police on January 18, 2022. Griffith was also charged with arson, but the prosecution offered no evidence on that charge. Attorney at law, Jacqueline Asher, who represents Griffith, pled with Justice Vaughn Smith to be lenient in the passing of sentence. All you want to slap in a head with one spoon. Come in the writing of the parish, I can just go on and update on the love triangle. A Portland woman has been found guilty of murder for the 2014 death of a German woman who was killed for her involvement in an apparent love triangle. The deceased is Youth Soderbergh, who had been living in Jamaica for several years. The accused has been identified as Shireen Campbell. It's reported that at the time of the incident, Campbell and her co-tenant Tyrone Nugent had been in an intimate relationship since November 2021. A long time phone she don't want to Jamaica, and I just know a long time on a girl is too. Nugent reported that he started a relationship with Soderbergh where he lived with her as his common law wife, but continued an intimate relationship with the accused. According to reports, on occasions in 2011 and 2012, Campbell would spend night at the deceased Parkmount Portland home at Nugent invitation when Soderbergh was away. Girl want to cover the woman here, they know enough people. That's it, reaching up. Anyway, I can go on the rest of the news. On the night of January 14, 2014, Campbell, who was 31-year-old at the time, proceeded to the home of 49-year-old Soderbergh armed with a knife. It's alleged that Soderbergh, who had 3 dogs, told the accused to leave her home, as the last time she was there was trouble. But they sell all them 3 dogs, they buy 1 cat, because then the 3 dogs don't serve the purpose. Campbell reported the attack Soderbergh inflicting over 40 stab wounds to her neck and face. During the incident, she received dog bites on her right calf, which was later observed by the police and the doctor. Following the incident, Campbell reported he took a taxi to the St. Margaret's Bay in the parish, where she spent a night at the home of a male friend. There, she allegedly attempted to wash out what appeared to be blood from her pink blouse. Yes, people, I would be sitting now go on. Later that night, Nugent, who was 29-year-old at the time, went home and found the deceased covered in blood outside his home. He immediately made a report to the neighbors and the police and assisted the lawmen to find Campbell. The accused was apprehended by the police at a friend's home, and she handed over the clothes she had worn during the attack. After examination, blood matching that of the deceased German woman was found on the blouse. Anyway, now people, what you going to wagwan? No man, they have 3 worthless dog yard. 3 dog yard they make no use. Me tell you, no. Sell the dog and buy 1 cat, but they need that listen. They need that listen, because I'm sure the cat that go some boom, 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 and creep out all 2 yard ball and sitting. And the dog is also workless. Anyway, more news. A man before the court is facing unlawful wounding charge after being accused of making death threat against the complainant. The accused, Fitzroy Young, appeared before the Kingston Parish Court Judge Venice Blackstock Murray on Tuesday. The complainant alleged that he was threatened with death by Young last week, despite the matter being before the court. Let me tell you something. That's why I'm telling them not to reach on there, no? Them not to reach on there, fan off them head before them reach on there. So what I said, did I mean what I said, people? Let me give me if you go no more upon this news. Or don't know what they complain and then sitting there. More news now. Anybody link up by the police them. Remember go the people them say them tired. The police them been asking for Theodore. St. Andrew South Police are on me attack. And they don't know who Theodore is. Me Theodore. And the people them from Water say, when Theodore turn in himself, if him do turn in himself, ask him about Hakeem and Jason. Them say, you must ask him about Hakeem and Jason. And you can tell him say, a little man tell you not to ask. Yeah? Just ask him about Hakeem and Jason. And you need to update on the list because his name dead already also. I say him name too. So now you have all of the information. Run with it.